3 children are recovering after a boating mishap on an East Tennessee lake. State investigators say the trio were all aboard a tube on Norris Lake when the boat pulling them this morning hit those children. It happened near Lonis Young Memorial Park. Rescuers airlifted a 16-year-old to UT Medical Center. 2 other children also went to a hospital. 10 News reporter Sean Franklin is on the scene at the lake with an update on the investigation.
The Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency says there were 4 kids on the inner tube behind the boat. When they realized the boat was coming toward them, 2 of them jumped off the tube, including the 16-year-old. That's when the TWRA says the propeller hit the teen. 3 children visiting from Ohio, ages 16, 8, and 6, went to the hospital Friday, all cut by a boat propeller. A helicopter airlifted the teen to UT Medical Center. The 2 kids went to La Follette Medical Center. TWRA spokesperson Matt Cameron says boaters should always be careful around the propeller.
A boat's propeller is going to be the most dangerous part of the boat. You have a lower unit from the engine. It's really strong metal down there, a sharp skeg sticking off of it, and the propeller, which is turning thousands of revolutions per minute. So anytime you're near that in the water, there's potential for injuries.
He says if you're on shore and you see an accident like this, try to help if you can and do it safely.
You know, you may have to render aid, and it's something we would encourage anyone to do as long as it doesn't put you in physical danger by doing that. But yeah, if someone needs help, go to them. We work a few of these kinds of accidents every year, and they're usually very serious injury.
TWRA officers will now inspect the boat to make sure that there wasn't anything wrong with it that could have contributed to the accident. Back to you.
Sean Franklin on the scene. Caregivers aren't releasing the condition of those children at this hour.